Shabbat Shalom and welcome to this week's 3-2-1. That's 3 comments on the Parsha in 2 minutes with 1 insight. The Parsha this week is chukat, almost always paired with balak, but this year, because of the leap year, they're separated. And in it, I want to zero in on one element which comes right at the beginning. There are a few places in the Torah it's mentioned, but really highlighted here, which is the red heifer, which leads to comment 1. The red heifer is weird. There's just no way around it. Almost everything else, I can understand the spiritual need, but the idea is that there are things that make you spiritually unclean, which would stop you from being able to offer sacrifices at the temple, and the only way back is a special mixture of a perfectly red heifer that is burned completely, and then the ashes are mixed in this weird way and sprinkled in a whole thing to be able to bring you back. Weird. What's going on there? Which leads to comment 2, which is almost every year, if you read certain kinds of magazines or newsletters, there is a found red heifer. Someone has a cow that is born that is red hairs, and thank God for microscopes, because every year they find that actually there's one white hair, so it's not perfectly red or something. And the reason why I say thank God is if they find a perfectly red heifer, they think they can restart the temple. Sacrifices at the Holy of Holies, where there is currently a mosque, by the way, atop the western wall, rebuild the temple. That's the only thing standing in the way from a spiritual point of view from some sects of our community. That's comment number 2. Comment number 3 leads into the special understanding we need to have about the literalness of the ancient temple. For us, our concept of holiness is always amorphous. It is a nice idea, a feeling we have. But for them, it was real power. And this red heifer was a way in, it was a way back when you've done something or tripped, or you were accidentally in contact with a dead body or some other thing that was not allowed. And that leads really to the insight that ties them all together. Why is there so much passion? Because here's the secret. When we approach the temple for sacrifice, when we approach in the sanctuary with prayer, when we open up our hearts, the truth we all know is that not a single one of us is worthy. Every single one of us is spiritually unfit. We have failed in thought, we have failed in deed, we have failed against those that we consider our enemies, we have failed with our friends and our loved ones, on and on. And again, it is a core component of human existence. And the red heifer represents that there is always a way back. That no matter what has happened, you can find a way forward. This Shabbat, I'm wishing each of us an honest look in the mirror to see the ways in which we haven't lived up to our greatest standards, and the confidence the red heifer story gives us to take a step forward anyways. Shabbat Shalom.